Greetings, gentlemen. If you ever duped emblems on Black Ops 4, you know that it takes a long ass time because you have to dupe them individually, one by one. Over here I have 31 emblems. If I tried to dupe all of these, it will take me longer than an hour. I could even have some more emblems on decal groups, and maybe I might even have some more emblems on paint jobs. If your account is stacked, you might even be duping 100 or so emblems, and that will take you about 2 or 3 hours. Nobody has time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There is a new method, however, which will let you dupe emblems in bulk, up to 50 of them in one go. Unfortunately, this method won't work on Xbox, but it will work on both PS4 and PS5. What you're going to need for it is 2 controllers. Now, these can be mixed. So myself, I'm actually using a PS4 and a PS5. Of course, you can also use 2 PS5s and 2 PS4s. Just be careful though. If your controller is non-native to the console, like for example my PlayStation 4 controller on my PS5, you might need to plug it in, but for me it actually works completely fine wireless. Other than that, you're also going to need 3 accounts. One of them is of course going to be the Emblem account. Then you're going to have a receiving account where we're going to put the emblems to, which is here. And then lastly, just 1 alt account so that we can do the method. Now let's get into duping. The first step is crucial. It's a safety step. When I was first using this method, I didn't know about this step, so I duped into an account full of emblems I bought, overwrote all of that shit, and then lost everything.
Doesn't fucking work.
So I'm going to show you exactly how not to do that, so you don't lose any emblems at all. This is my emblem account. So we're going to go and move all of our emblems, which is sitting here, into decal groups. This is really easy. You just click on the emblem, press R2, and then save it. If your emblem isn't 1 layer, no problem. We just make it 1 layer by pressing L2 and then R1 to group, and then we're back R2 to save the group right here. We want to do this to every single emblem. And now that we've put everything into decals, we want to delete all of this shit, wipe all of this from the emblem slots. If for some reason you want to get any of these emblems back, don't worry, you just press X, X again, go to decal groups, and they're all chilling over here, so you can get anything you wanted back. If you have any emblems in paint jobs, also move these. So you want to keep this clear as well. If you don't have enough space in decals, because there's only 50, I would recommend you delete the duplicate emblems, or you move some of them just individually in individual dupes to an alt account, or if you really want to, you can also delete some of them that you don't want. Now we need to move on to the receiving account. We're going to be doing the exact same thing there. So we're on our receiving account now. This is going to be the account we're going to dupe the emblems to. We're just going to do the exact same shit we did before, but on this account. We need to move all of these emblems into decals. And then, of course, like before, we're just going to delete all this shit. If you want to delete faster, just delete 1 and then go back to the first spot. And then you can spam delete like this. Now, both of our accounts are completely ready. Of course, if you have a fresh account you're duping to, you don't have to do this step at all. This is just a precaution. I don't want you to be duping and then losing a bunch of emblems that are really rare or exclusive that you paid for. Now that everything is ready, the first step is to open up your alt account and then boot up BO4. After we've connected to online services, take your second controller, connect it in, and put in your emblem account. We're going to put this account into split screen, so just press X and wait till it loads up. If you just want to double check if it's the right one, go over to your emblems and you'll see them right here. Let's go back to our first controller, which is on our alt account. We're going to move and go to theater mode. Once we've entered theater mode, we want to log out from our second controller. We want to log out the emblem account. Because we're in theater mode, the game doesn't realize we've logged out. Now with the remaining controller, we're going to go back out and go into local. In here, we're going to connect the second controller and load up the receiving account. Because we're in local, again, the game doesn't realize that we're logging in. You're going to see both accounts over here. Just as an extra step, go into multiplayer with your first controller and then back out. This is just a bonus to make sure that everything sticks on. Then we're going to go play online. And the dupe is ready. You can actually go to your second controller, open up your emblems, and find them all here. Now to stick them on, we need to import them into our emblem slots. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, all of that is ready. The reason we need to do this is so that the emblems stick on after we restart the game. Of course, we actually have more emblems, and there's only 32 slots here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to paint jobs and then dupe the last 18 in there. Now that everything is duped in, we can actually just restart the game and then open it up again, and you'll find all the emblems now available on the receiving account. And as you can see, they are all here, and then the rest are going to be in paint jobs. Of course, you can probably guess why we had to set up the accounts, because if we had emblems already in our emblem slots here, when we duped in, all of this would delete what was already there before. Of course, in this method, if you change your mind and didn't want to dupe some of the emblems that you set up, that's actually completely fine, as long as you don't import them in over here to your emblem slots or into paint jobs. They won't dupe forward. They'll just remain on the account that they were from. Only the emblems that you actually put in will stick. That's all for the method. Now you can save yourself all the time in the world. There are a few extra points I would like to say. This may not work on the first try, and it might actually not just be your fault. It could just not work. So just do it again, and a second time or a third time. It will eventually work. This is exactly the same method as the camo dupe. So if you've ever done that, exactly the same thing, except slightly different steps at the beginning and the end. Also, big important thing, listen to this. I wouldn't recommend doing this method and duping into your main account. Why? Because if you're in dupe state and you crash the game like a dickhead, if you follow this tutorial, you're not going to crash the game. But if you do your own shit like retardedly and you crash the game will overwrite all of your data from your alt account into your main account and wipe everything that was in there. I've duped probably 1,000 times, and that has never happened to me. So as long as you dupe it correctly, you're completely fine. But just as a precaution, stay away from main accounts, just dupe it into alts, and even if it does happen, you'll be completely fine. I'm wondering how many people found this tutorial useful, so let me know in the comments if you use the method. If you have any questions, just send them over. Also, do you know anyone who desires BO4 emblems? Please send them over to my Instagram to encounter the largest collection. Most emblems are friggin' trades, but if you'd like them fast, you may prefer to buy. My emblems are expensive, but they are the best in the world. Also, help me restore 𝒃𝒆𝒅's glory by subscribing. With each sub, BO4's aura will grow. It's been yours sincerest, 𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒆𝒔. Stay grinding, my grinders. Fare thee well.
Other than that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share to everyone you know. You already know we're going crazy this summer.
It's time to get back to work.